What up though, everybody? So today I wanted to do a video on Chase's actual condition. Just bringing up a little bit more awareness on what's going on with Chase and a couple of other babies that's around the world. So Chase was he was born a couple of weeks early. It wasn't no main concerns or anything. They ended up inducing me, and they said that they induced me because my stress test, if you ever did stress test before, like if you had high blood pressure or any little things like that, they might send you to do stress tests. If your stress test isn't the way they like them to be while you're pregnant, then they will send you over to do an ultrasound. And it's kind of a routine thing all the way leading up until when you have your baby. And most women that has high blood pressure or things like that, they kind of like induce them. So it was a pretty standard thing. So when Chase was born, he was like any other baby. I mean, just came out so cute, so adorable. Yeah, everything was just so normal, just having the joys of just having a baby and everything like that. And then when it came to us monitoring his development and things like that, I felt like when he reached about maybe 3 to 4 months old, we started to notice like he had low development. Like we were comparing him to our other children because we have 4 other kids combined. And we were just like, okay, shouldn't he have better head control and just things like that, like as concerned parents and stuff like that. And we also seen other babies around that age, and we were like, don't this baby seem like that baby got better head control than Chase? I mean, we wasn't trying to compare, but it's kind of hard not to, especially when you having like some concerns about your child. So we took him to his pediatrician, all his appointments, and we even told them our concerns. And most of the time they were kind of just like, oh, it's a boy. Oh, they develop a little later. Or they even asked me like, did you give him water? Like, of course not. Oh. So after a while, I felt like the pediatrician started to get concerned after, a few more visits, and they started to see some of the symptoms that we seen, which were he had like no head control at all. He was always like hot, like always sweating. He was very floppy, like just floppy, like how somebody just has dead weight where they're not helping out at all. Like that's how he was. Like we started to see issues with his swallowing. He was gagging a lot, and like it just didn't matter. Like he was breastfed and he was just gagging on milk. So at that time I was like, okay, we all know there is something wrong. You okay? We all know like there was something wrong. So that's when his pediatrician referred us out to see a neurologist. We took him to see a neurologist, and we went through months and months of testing. I think it took almost a year of testing to get a diagnosis. And that's because they're just doing so many tests. Mouth swabs, blood tests, MRIs, EEGs, like everything you could think of. And that's when we found out that he had a disease called Allen-Herndon-Dudley syndrome. It's also, they call it MCT8, but MCT8/AHDS, which stands for Allen-Herndon-Dudley syndrome. And we were then like referred out to a endocrinologist because they said that this disease was caused by like a mutation on the X chromosome, and that that's why it mostly affects males, like boys, like mostly males and boys only. So they referred us out to the endocrinologist, and we were completely shocked, and we just were confused, and we just didn't understand anything that they were telling us. And they honestly didn't know much. Like I said, it's a very rare disease. They didn't know much. They just knew like that it had a giant effect on a child's development. They knew that it was poor muscle tone and developments, like regular milestones that other kids and children would have, like that he wouldn't have that. That's really like all the basics that they can give us. And what they meant by like his milestones, they meant like sitting, standing, his head control, walking, talking, poor weight gain, higher heart rate, and eventually that stuff leads to like joint problems and spine problems, and it just becomes very, very severe over the years, like very, very severe. The endocrinologists right now are still learning more and more about it. You actually might ask the endocrinologist about it, and they probably never even heard of it. Ours didn't. She actually had to research it with us, and that's common because, yes, because it's very, very rare. They are working hard to learn more about it, and the next step that she knew that we could possibly do was to just get him with a team to just help support him the best way that we can for now. So that was like getting him into physical therapy, outpatient therapy, speech therapy, which he goes to every day or every week. He's in some sort of therapy. He's also into early on therapy. You okay? You okay? You good? See, that's that gagging. He's also into early on therapy, which they come to the house. It's through like school programs. They'll come to the house with PTs and OTs and teachers and work with your child right from the home. We had to get in with the physical medicine doctor so we can get equipment ordered, like a bath chair so you could properly give your child a bath, a stander so they can actually put some weight on their legs, activity chairs so they can sit up. You okay? Knee mobilizers to help keep his legs straight. Leg braces to help him stand better. He's got a wheelchair that just got ordered because he's supposed to be starting school soon. Body vests, feeding tubes, like just all types of equipment. It like affects our lives daily. Like it affects our lives daily. This is things that a lot of these things we have to take with us places, or people that watches him or cares for him, they need. So you have to kind of have like a bigger vehicle, enough trunk space, a truck, a van, something to help get this equipment around. I know some people in our Facebook support group for Allen-Herndon-Dudley syndrome. They have a Facebook group, so it has other mothers as their child is starting to be diagnosed. Very cool, tight community. Like I said, it's a rare disease, but we're just trying to keep each other knowledgeable and updated. And, you heard about this, or did y'all try that? Very good. I recommend. But some of them, they eventually got, ramps put into their homes, and lifts put into their homes and wet rooms transformed, in their are you okay? Wet rooms transformed in their bathrooms and doors widened so they can get equipment in and out. I mean, it's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. Chase, like I say, right now he's 2 years old. He'll be 3 in about a month and a half. He'll be 3 years old, and he's already 3 feet and 2 inches. So just imagine as the years go on and things like that, and your child is just growing and growing, and he can't stand and he can't sit. You need all of that equipment, all of that help, all of that strength, all of that support to keep moving, to keep carrying on, to be able to take care of your child. I've been blessed. His father, my husband, he's been here every step of the way. He does so much for us and helps us so much. And I've even had to change things about my life. And it can really take a toll on a mother, a father, a family, anyone. And we really, like, our biggest thing is just bringing awareness. Like, currently there is no cure for this, and that's a very scary thing, because we were told that the average life expectancy for children with Allen-Herndon-Dudley syndrome is an average of like 35 years. And I'm sitting here, I'll be 33 years old like next week. And that's so scary to think, possibly you can lose your child, around that age. And just knowing that and knowing that, there's no cure and everything like that, it's just scary. And we try to keep each other uplifted and positive. So they are currently like developing new drugs every day. They have some that are in clinical trial right now. We are trying to get him in a clinical trial. It's been tough. I've been trying to get him in a clinical trial since I found out that he had this disease. I mean, I was calling doctors in every state, ones that knew more about this. It's getting harder and harder because more people are starting to find out that their child is diagnosed with this, and they actually live in the states that is offering the clinical trial, so they're kind of accepting them first. Even though I'm saying, I'm willing to do this, I'm willing to do that, I'm willing to travel, I'm willing to pay for the expenses, they're still like going in a certain order. Then some clinical trials, your child got to be this age and that age or this or that. So it's really hard. So I am working with his endocrinologist here in Michigan where I stay. And we're trying to work to get him a clinical trial in Michigan so we can help other mothers and fathers and families in Michigan who just found out their child had this disease as well. So they can join this clinical trial and be able to get their child on those new drugs they're trying to get approved from the FDA. Say yes. There is likely a whole bunch of other kids and maybe even adults living with this disease. They just don't know it. Like I said, this disease is new, and that's why we just want to bring awareness, because with a simple blood test, you can find out if you don't know what's wrong with your baby and your baby has a lot of these symptoms. You can ask for that genetic test, and you can get your baby, your child, your family member tested, or even yourself, especially if you're a mother, since they're trying to say that, mothers would normally carry this genetic disease. I was tested along with the father, but again, they say that the mother would either carry it or your child would just be the first to have developed, like mutated this on their own. My genetic test result came back negative, so I do not carry it. So Chase would probably be one of those children who mutated it on his own. Also, I have a son and he don't have it. And most of the time, women that do carry this, their other sons would have it, but not always the case. I know mothers in the support group that has a child with this and then has another son and they don't have it at all. And then I know other mothers that's in the support group that has other sons that has it as well. So it just really depends. Every family is different. Everybody's situation looks different. It's just up to you to get tested, to get your children tested. Like I said, it's a simple blood test. And it really, they said that this disease, he basically has like a lack of thyroid hormones that reach his brain, and then for other parts of his body, they're overexposed to thyroids, like his skeletal of his body and his heart and things like that. Because it's not dependent on the MCT8, it's overexposed to it, so it'll cause like thyroid toxicity. I'm saying that right. In the long term, like in the long run. So really it's really important to just bring awareness. Like I said, once you find out that your child has this, it will help out just less and less appointments for starters. Like I said, we were flooded with appointments. We done seen every doctor you can think to see. And now that we know what he has, yes, we still have a lot of doctor's appointments, but they are way less than they were before. Way less than they were before. But yes, he still sees his endo, he still sees neuro, he still sees the PMR doctor, he still has a lot of therapy appointments and gastro doctor and any type of anything, but it is spaced out. Instead of us going, to appointments every week trying to figure it out, he will probably see his endo once every 3 months now, his neurologist once every 3 months now, gastro once every 3 months. The most appointments that he have now will be his therapy sessions, his help that he needs to get stronger and build his muscle and his tone. So you just want to just be able to just get him to a place, your child to a place where they're just enjoying life. It's already a lot going on. It's already a rare disease. You just want to be able to find comfort with everything that you guys do, whether it's going to the park, going for a walk, going on a trip, anything, getting in the pool. Chase loves water. He loves bubbles. He loves the light. He's staring out the window right now. He loves light. Hi. He loves light. So very important. Like I said, once you get tested, they'll refer you out to an endo. That'll help bring awareness, and not only awareness to you, but awareness to more endocrinologists. Like I said, they don't know much about this at all. So bringing awareness to them is also helping other families as well, because there are, like I said, there's likely a bunch of other families that's living with this, and people just don't know what to look for. So just bringing awareness and just letting other families know that's living with Allen-Herndon-Dudley syndrome, that you are not alone, like at all. And hey, you're not alone at all. And even for women that has a child that have it, and you get tested, you would know if you carry or not for any future pregnancies. You would know what to do to get tested, get your child tested again. You know, it would just bring so much awareness, so it just won't be a shock when you have a 3-4 month old and your life just changes. It's better to be aware and better to know. Better to know, as well as your doctors. So, like I said, this is Chase, diagnosed with Allen-Herndon-Dudley syndrome. And as you guys can see, poor head control. But honestly, this is so much better. Like when he first started therapy, he had 0 head control. I mean, none at all. Now he's actually using all his strength and he's holding his head up. Like before, we had to hold his head up the whole time, like literally like this. Now I can let go and he's just looking out the window and he's doing a very good job. Like this right here is progress, and that's from strength and therapy and things like that. He's even got better with his breathing is a lot better. He still can't sit up. As you can see, he got that arch in his back because he's slumped over. Like he can't sit up. He can't stand. Just a little floppy. He's just ready to throw his body down because at this point he knows he can't stand. So of course he can't walk. Right now he's getting the feeding, so he has his feeding tube connected to him, and that's going in, and his feeding session is almost over. He got about 10 more minutes for that, and we'll turn that off, and then we'll go for a little ride. He loves car rides. He likes looking out the window. He also has therapy later on today, so we're going to head there. But other than that, Chase, you want to look at the camera? You want to look at the camera? You want to say bye? Say bye. He's so into looking out the window. You don't want to look at the camera, Chase? He said, whatever. Say bye-bye. Say bye-bye. Say bye-bye. There go a smile. There go a smile. Yes. He just brings me so much joy. I love him so much. Like, I love my baby. But yeah, that's all. I know in the future I'm going to try to spread more information and keep you guys updated and posted on anything that we find out, any new equipment. We'll probably do equipment reviews, show you guys that we have to do for Chase and things like that. But I really did want to just get this out there about the Allen-Herndon-Dudley syndrome. So we'll see you guys next time. Say bye-bye, Chase. Say, are you trying to eat me? You trying to eat me? Say bye-bye. Bye-bye.